A well-known Syrian actor urges citizens to vote in the presidential elections. It is a promotional video that is part of the state's campaign called Syria Votes. The government's opponents responded with a campaign of their own. From their office in Turkey, these Syrian activists released videos ridiculing the poll. They're hoping to encourage people who live in government-controlled areas to boycott a ballot they believe is illegitimate and unlawful.
We want to basically target the people that are not very pro-regime and they are not with the revolution at the same time. They are trying to stay away from what's happening. We're trying to tell them, stay at home, don't vote. Do not participate in this election because it does not represent all the Syrian.
There are Syrians who are not taking the vote seriously, but they can't do much more than find humor in President Bashar al-Assad's decision to run for re-election. Rami Jarrah runs a Turkey-based radio station, Ana. He hasn't been able to use this platform to reach out to government supporters, and according to him, it is getting harder for the opposition to convince many to continue the struggle.
People are giving up. They're saying, they're not joining the government, but they're just saying, okay, I don't want this anymore. I don't want the rest of my children to die. I want to keep the $5,000 that I have. I don't want to spend it on the revolution. I've already lost my house. So that, I think, is the majority of how people feel.
I met Jarrah in Geneva in January. He was covering the first face-to-face talks between the Syrian government and the opposition. So was Adnan Haddad. At the time, both of these activists didn't believe the regime was serious about finding a political settlement. 4 months later, they say they feel even more hopeless.
This election is meant to bring more oppression, is meant to basically make Bashar al-Assad sound like he is the legitimate president of Syria. And, this is going to have to worsen the situation in Syria, to make the war continue for, few more years at least.
Jarrah and Haddad say the poll will be nothing more than a show. They say Assad will win the election, not the war. The regime may stay in power, but that is different from governing and maintaining that power in a destroyed and divided country. Zeina Khodr, Al Jazeera, Gaziantep.